On my way out the door, my former boss said to me, "Heidi, why on earth are you starting a paper company when everyone is going paperless?" It was a valid question back in 1997 when I was leaving a promising career with a drug company, and the buzzwords of the time were things like going paperless and Y2K. Reading Fast Company, there were a lot of articles on high-tech and .com, but definitely nothing about paper manufacturing. But the desire to blend my left brain love of number crunching with right brain creativity and a love of paper was strong enough to compel me to take the plunge. I needed to take the risk so that when I looked back on the experience, I could know that I had not been held back by fear. Now, 14 years later, I'm happy to say that Botanical Paperworks has grown and thrived. We've morphed from a specialty paper manufacturer into a global manufacturer of seed paper. Seed paper is a specialty paper that is embedded with seeds so that when the paper itself is planted, it grows into herbs or vegetables, wildflowers, and other blends. We design and manufacture everything from wedding invitations to promotional products for Fortune 500 companies. But enough of the corporate overview. Today I'm here to talk about 10 things that I've learned from owning my own business. The learning has come from taking a risk and putting myself out there, and it's been diverse, interesting, and sometimes painful. So here's my top 10. Number 1, growing a business is very much like raising a child. Both experiences have brought joys, challenges, and personal growth as my children and my business have grown from infancy. Both demand my very best every day, regardless of the amount of sleep I've had the night before. I try to keep my two roles as separate as possible, working from the office more than from home. But it's not always possible, as when I had to go on bed rest with my second child, and I managed my business from bed with a laptop and a cordless phone, proving that where there's a will, there really is a way. To quote Jim Collins for number 2, it's important to get the right people on the bus. I used to think it was important to hire people who were just like me. No one would disagree with me. We'd work together in harmony. The only problem is that while we're all happily agreeing with each other, our ideas are stagnating. To be the best company we can be, I need to hire people who are different from me, who bring unique perspectives, and who sometimes disagree but are pulling towards the same goal. And as an example, when it comes to designing products that people love and want to buy, I've learned from my team not to always want to put a bird on it, that owls and elephants are in, and that squirrels are always appropriate. Number 3, who knew that Winnipeg could be our international hub? You can't imagine the thrill of seeing our products ship around the world and reading about us in magazines like Martha Stewart. And when we were actually profiled in Fast Company magazine, that was the point at which I knew that this paper business had made its mark. Our products have circled the globe, and it happens from here in Winnipeg. Number 4, in a world of tweets and emails, people still appreciate a handwritten note. Despite the dire predictions of that former boss, a recent New York Times article shows that the more time we spend in front of a screen, the more we value a physical note or birthday card. I'm proud that our stationery products are helping to revive people's interest in card giving. Number 5, the only thing that makes me swear is Google. Amber ran into my office the other day to scrape me off the ceiling after finding yet another unexpected change to Google's algorithm. That algorithm controls whether we show up on page 1 or 100, and you can imagine, therefore, we spend a lot of time placating the Google gods. But Google's my best friend. Just like a real best friend, despite the fact that it drives me crazy, I'm in love with it. Google has helped to connect us with our clients, interact with designers, talk to our customers, and bring our plantable paper to the world. So despite my previous statement, I'm thankful that we can be found in all corners of the world because of Google. Number 7, sometimes as a business owner, you're asked to do really silly things. Canadian Living magazine called early on in the life of the business, and we jumped at the chance to be profiled. When the photographer showed up and suggested that we cover ourselves in pink paper, we gamely went along. I've learned the importance of a press mention, and so when someone calls and asks me to do a radio interview, a speech, or pose for the camera, even in curls of pink paper, I'm ready for anything. Number 8, when my mom and I founded Botanical Paperworks back in 1997, we were striving to create an eco-friendly stationery or paper product that was made with local materials and local labor. We picked up post-consumer paper from schools and businesses, used flowers and herbs from local gardens, and sourced eco-friendly components to pair up with our paper. Along the way, we ended up being part of a worldwide eco-movement that has brought consumer change far greater than we could ever have imagined. It's now possible for us to find corn plastic packaging for all of our stationery products, coils and cardboard and binding made with post-consumer waste. We've invested in cleaner technology and production practices that reduce and recycle production waste. Being green has been good for business as well as being good for the planet. Number 9, staying inspired means knowing when to unplug. Finding inspiration for a business comes from idea sourcing, as I told the internet, but staying inspired also means taking time away from the glowing screen to reflect and re-energize. I understand the importance for me of being unplugged, so I designate computer-free times to read a book or pursue a hobby. Number 10, idea theft is out of control, and we need to band together to send the message that it's wrong. I am tired of all kinds of businesses, anything from huge NASDAQ-traded companies down to Etsy crafters, stealing our designs, our artwork, and pasting our carefully written copy verbatim into their websites. The internet is changing all of the rules, but together we need to instill the value of respect of each other's work. So, in conclusion, I know that many of you are business owners or are thinking of starting a business, so I'd like to leave you with a phrase that's been meaningful to me, and it is, learn from others, decide for yourself. This advice, take in what I've said tonight, but ultimately, remember that you need to decide what is best for your business and your team. Your business is a personal expression of yourself, and you need to stay true to your values and your passions as you move forward in it. Thank you.